Hello, my lovelies. This is Paisley Wild, and hey, guess what? It's a 3-cent video. Haven't done one of these for a long time, have I? Mostly because, well, life, and I like doing them when I'm driving because I'm ADD enough that I need something to focus on. So, welcome to the spaces between them, everyone. If you have questions or comments, don't be afraid to email me. It's wildpaisley@gmail.com. That's WILDEPAISLEY@gmail.com. You can also always check out the website. That's www.paisleywild.com. So, today's topic, courtesy of Mini-Me, is cookies. Now, here's why. Almost everybody loves a good cookie, right? I mean, seriously, what's not to love? Sugary goodness, sometimes savory goodness, chocolate, not chocolate, cinnamon, not cinnamon. Excuse me. Oh my. But when it comes to kitchen witchery, what's the benefit of a cookie? Well, cookies are often a form of love. So if you want to give your love to someone or give someone warm, fuzzy feelings, giving them homemade cookies is always a fantastic idea. And sometimes you just don't have time to make the homemade cookies, and I get it, so you buy the prefab things, yes. Now with those, you can still do something to them to make them a little more personable and that little extra bit of love. It can happen. So when it comes to cookies and what we're trying to do, think about the ingredients you have in your cabinet or your kitchen. What are the correspondences with your seasonings and your spices? Salt is cleansing, is it not? Well, when you put your salt in your cookie dough as you're mixing it together, instead of just scooping it out of the container and pouring it into the bowl as you're mixing it, pour it into your hand. Focus your intention upon the salt. Cleansing is always a good thing to wish upon someone. Cleanse them of negativity, cleanse them of anger, cleanse them of illness, and then sprinkle it over the top of your dough before you mix it in. And set your intention as you're doing it. I want this dough or this salt to cleanse the recipient. You can do this for yourself too. It's not just as a gift or your family. Honestly, pretty much anybody. What else? Well, what other seasonings do you have in your cupboard? I'm trying to think. Cinnamon is very warm. So if someone has been ill, or if someone is needing a hug or just affection, because sometimes we need affection, maybe you're going to add cinnamon to your cookies and sprinkle that over the top. Same way. You pour it into your hand, focus your intention, and sprinkle it over the top of your dough because you're wanting to send the warmth of love or caring to the person who's going to eat the cookie. Because sometimes we all need that. Sugar is sweet. Sugar is good for self-love, love of others. So, granted, most cookie recipes require a lot more sugar. So, in this case, maybe instead of sprinkling it into your hand, as you're pouring it in, think about it. Or hold a cup of sugar in your hand with your other hand over it and focus your love and your intentions on the sugar before you pour it into the bowl. Flour, to me, is quite grounding. That's my own interpretation. Yours might be different. Especially since I am gluten-free, so I tend to use a blend of gluten-free ingredients to make my gluten-free flour rather than buying the prefab stuff. I use potato flakes instead of potato flour. Potatoes are very grounding because where do they come from? The ground. So if someone is dealing with anxiety and stress and just chaos and insanity, well, maybe they need to do some grounding. So using that same flour, you focus your intention. We want you to ground and feel your connection with the earth. It's, again, not too wild and crazy. It's pretty basic, but at the same time, we rarely stop and think about baking with intent. Because isn't that what magic is? We're focusing our intent. We're focusing our energy on what we're doing. And sometimes the cookie is the best vehicle for that. And don't we all love receiving a gift of cookies? Sometimes it's for the holidays, sometimes it's for a birthday, sometimes it's just because. I know some people will bake cookies and take them to the local law enforcement offices because they're trying to show their appreciation for our local Leos. But you know what? That's not a bad thing. Don't you want them to be protected and feel that same love and affection? It's really easy to do if you just give them some cookies, right? And I'm not talking exotic things. I'm thinking like chocolate chip cookies. As you hear Mini-Me in the background. Chocolate chips. For me, a chocolate chip cookie, a good chocolate chip cookie, yeah, that's love. Brownies, same thing. Just traditional brownies. Eggs go into your cookies often. Well, you've heard of the egg cleanse that's hitting up on Facebook and TikTok and social media everywhere. I've got mixed feelings on that one, but you know what? You know, eggs are cleansing. They're also a symbol of life and rebirth. So, you know, pretty much every ingredient in your kitchen that might go into your cookies, yeah, they don't have to be cut in a special shape. They don't have to be whipped or stirred a certain way unless, you know, you feel called to do it a certain way. But honestly, you know, take your deep cleansing breath as you get out your ingredients and focus your intent. What is it that you want to achieve when someone bites into that cookie? It could be you. It could be your friend. It could be your neighbor. It could be anybody. What is the cookie going to accomplish when someone eats it? I sure hope it's love and happiness and joy. So yeah, what's your intent? Focus on the cookie. Cookies are fantastic. Allow yourself to love the cookie and for the cookie to love you. And, you know, if you do buy the prefab cookie mixes, which I get, sometimes that's what you have to do. I know there's all sorts of cool cookie dough that you can go buy somewhere. And if that's what you do, as you're rolling them out or cutting them out or dropping them onto the pan to be baked, focus your intent. What do you want that cookie to achieve? Do you want it to give that same love and comfort and happiness to someone? You can still do it that way. You don't have to infuse the ingredients. That's just, if you bake from scratch, that's what you do. So, this is Paisley Wild. This has been a 3-cent video on cookies brought to you by Mini-Me. Because who doesn't love a cookie? We'll talk to you later. Don't forget to catch me live on YouTube or Truth Frequency Radio, 9 p.m. Pacific time every Friday and Saturday night. Have a great day, everybody.